Hello everyone. Let me try to make this video. Let me start out by saying this is not geared toward professional photographers. This is more for amateurs and for low information camera buyers. Hopefully I can help them to avoid some of the mistakes that I made when I was purchasing a camera. So let me start out by saying that the camera that you're looking at is the Sony DSC-HX200V. It has a 30 times optical zoom and goes up to about 120 times digital zoom. And I bought it a little less than a year ago as the Carl Zeiss lens, and I've been real happy with it. I've been using it for some YouTube videos. I have a couple videos up where I test the zoom. And so anyway, in the process of searching for reviews and for other people's videos on the camera, I sort of swerved into the DSLR genre of cameras, and I was watching a bunch of videos by a Chinese guy with a British accent and a white guy with a huge afro, who both have excellent videos on the subjects. And I kind of got curious about DSLRs, and I happened to be at Best Buy one day and they had one on sale, and so I had heard that Canon was better than Nikon for video, and I thought, well, that's good, I'll buy a Canon because then I can use it for video. And I happen to be filming this right now with the Canon, so I will show you now the Canon camera that I bought. Okay, this is it. It's the Canon EOS 60D. I'll try to get a better angle of it for you so you can see it in all of its wonderfulness. Comes with let's see here, 18 to 135 millimeter kit lens. And if I bought it, they had on sale, if I bought it with the camera, I could get this lens, which is a 70 to 300 millimeter, which normally is another $600 some, and I got it for about half. So I saved $300 on that lens. So it's a mid-range Canon, very nice digital SLR camera. So the point of this video then is, did I make a good choice? It's a DSLR in general, not just this particular model, but in general, are DSLRs good for video, or are they more suited for still photography? And I believe that they're more suited for still photography, and I'm going to illustrate a few of the reasons why I believe that. First of all is the focusing. Now, I'm filming this with my Sony, and as you can see, if I put my hand in front of the thing, it autofocuses fairly quickly. However, digital SLRs, by their nature, do not do that so well. I'm going to turn on the Canon here. I'm going to start it recording. I'll put it on autofocus, and we will see what happens. It's not doing anything. If I push the AF button, it will attempt to autofocus. But it won't continually do that. You can see even at that it's hunting. It's having a very hard time finding the focus. And if I put something in front of it, it will not do it on its own. You have to, basically you have to manually focus this if you want to do it, if you want to get any kind of focusing at all. You can kind of pre-focus it with this button, but like I said, it hunts. It has a heck of a time finding the focus. And then once it finds that you're stuck with that focal length. So if you're filming something that's moving, or you're walking with the camera and you've got things that are changing the distance from you to what you're filming, you're going to have to manually focus it. Okay, the next point I want to make is about the shutter. Now the DSLR, being that it's SLR, which means single lens reflex, which means the viewfinder is looking through the lens, and through a series of mirrors you are seeing the image through the same lens that the sensor will see when the picture is taken. So when you take a still photograph, that lens flips up to expose the sensor to the lens, so that the sensor can see what the lens is seeing. Obviously in video mode you need that sensor exposed all the time. So when I turn this on in video mode, you will see that the mirror flips up and you cannot see anything out the viewfinder. So you need to use the LCD screen. Basically, you cannot use the viewfinder for video. On the other hand, this is the view through the Sony DSC-HX200V HX200V viewfinder, and you can see that when you hold your eye up to it, there's actually a video screen inside the viewfinder, so you're not looking directly through the lens, you're looking at a video screen. So you can, on the Sony, use the viewfinder for video. Okay, my next point will be about the zoom. I have switched the DSLR over to the 70 to 300 millimeter zoom lens, which costs, like I said, $300 with the camera, and probably $600 if I bought it outright by itself. And it is locked. Okay, I'll now zoom in fully. So you can see on the outlet on the other side of the room is taking up, well, probably 2/3 the height of the screen or something like that. Let's compare that with the Sony. Okay, I will now zoom in with the Sony to the same outlet. And you can see it actually zooms in farther than the 300 millimeter lens. Now this would be better illustrated outside. This is without any digital zoom. If you add the digital zoom into it, then all bets are off. It's really going to make a huge difference, except you're going to lose video quality because you're basically cropping the image. So I turn that off. I just want to compare the optical zoom. Now the Sony does not, or the Canon does not have a digital zoom. So all you have is the optical. Now if you wanted to get the same zoom as the Sony optically, you'd have to buy a much bigger lens, and those are hugely more expensive than the $600 I spent on this one. So for zoom, you would want probably something like the Sony or standalone video recorder just for the zoom alone aspect of it. The other point I want to make is that still cameras are not classified the same as video cameras, which I had no idea until I went and found out some information at Best Buy. But even my Sony, being that it's classified as a still camera, will only record 29 minutes and 59 seconds worth of video before it stops recording. If you want to record more than that, you need a dedicated video camcorder. Now the Canon is the same thing, except that it cuts itself off, I think, at 4 gigabytes on the file size, which equates to about 12 minutes. So you can record even less with that, unless you want to lower down to lower resolution, in which you'd still be cut off at 29 minutes no matter what you did. So that's something else to consider. So basically, I guess what I'm saying is, if you want to record video, buy a video recorder. If you want to do stills, then a DSLR may be, a good option. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.